like I was saying, Tank eventually is gonna have to move up, in my opinion. Um, cause everybody done moved up for real, for real. Who really at 135? Um, Lomachenko, I think. I mean, that's still a fight. I watch that. But other than that, it's like who really? I'm pretty sure some good names coming up. There's always some good names coming up. But at 140, mm, that's a good weight class for Tank to be at. Um, Devin is running the division right now. Even though Teofimo Lopez may be the big dog far as holding the belts, Devin is, if he ain't one, he number two. And you can only give number one to Tio if you really want to, only because he hold the belts. Um, Other than that, Devin, even though he just came to this weight class, Devin is the guy already at the weight class, especially doing what he just did on Saturday night against a champion. So he came in a weight class, a champion. He's number one. Even though I like Tank, I like Shakur. Shakur, I feel as though he still needs to show a little bit more against tougher opposition. Um, he forced some people. Don't get me wrong. He forced some people. Um, and you can say the same thing for Tank, but uh, Devin, if you ask me, Devin has the best resume. Um, Ryan has a good resume. That's why I like the Devin and Ryan fight better than any other one right now. I think that ever since Ryan just knocked out Duarte, um, if they want, they can early part of the year, like March, April, something like that. They can put on a mega fight. You know they're gonna cash out. They two big stars. So for real, I like the Ryan fight next just because all of the history between them. I think right now is the time for that, if you ask me. Um, of course, Teofimo Lopez is a good fight. Um, Sabril, I keep forgetting his last name, is a good fight for Devin. I wouldn't fight Rolly. I don't see no point in fighting Rolly if I was Devin. Of course, I don't even think he have him on his radar. But a lot of people have recently been calling out Devin a lot. You know, of course, his name been kind of the only name circulating between all of the fighters who just won recently over the last few weeks. Devin name been called the most. So he definitely have a good path in front of him. He's still young, 25, first fight at 140. So you gotta think about it. He at least got 4 to 5 fights at 140 if he want. If he want, I don't know if he gonna take that many, but if he want, he can do 3 fights at 140, top fights, championship fights if he can fight him, beat him, and then move up to 147. Like I think 3 to 5 fights at 140 and then move up to 147 because eventually he's still growing. So within 3 years at 28, he's going into grown man strength. Like that's a grown man strength at that point. So it's like he gonna be a beast. And to be honest, I wouldn't mind him not taking what Mayweather did. No, because the path he going, he's fighting everybody. In my opinion, he's fighting the top guys. He's fighting the top guys he can fight. Even though sending whoever contract, so you can't force anyone to fight. But if he keep going the path he going, I think he surpassed Floyd. He already at, I believe, 31 no. So of course he got 29 to go. So it's like, I mean, 19 to go. I'm gonna cut that out. But yeah, 31-0. Um, you know, he's definitely the best fighter between all of them three weights, if you ask me. Of course he wouldn't go to 130. But 135, 140, and he's not the best at 147, not yet, because you got Terrence Crawford, um, you got Jerron in this, you got some players at 147. So of course, he don't fight at that weight. He never fought at that weight, so we can't even talk of him being at that weight. Um, but 140, if you ask me, he's the top guy, no matter who holds the belt. He just gave up all of the belts at 135. Now I see why if Tank wanted to go and get them belts, he could probably become um undisputed, but he will still have hard fights at 135. So it all depends what route he really want to take. He already making the money, so and he already like 28 something like that, 29. So it's like he been making the money. Now it's like he should be definitely fighting for legacy at this point. Legacy for Tank is important at this point because everybody is saying you ain't, you know what I mean, trying to step up and fight the tough fights. They say you trying to cherry pick and all that, which you can't discredit anybody fights because they fight who they can for real. Even though a lot of people may feel like, oh, he could have said something, he could have did this, he could. If this was the best option that from the list that I had, you for it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't even make it to fight. So, and then to be a star, you fight the best people you can, and then he he did good before he just had his little situation. In my opinion, first, far as like fighting Hector Garcia and then turning around fighting Ryan Garcia and then having to go and do his little jail time and now he home. Um, but him and Devin is a mega fight. Um, but I don't think just yet. I think it gotta happen probably sometime. Probably I'm gonna say another year because let Tank fight two people, two tough fights, good opposition. Um, and Devin can take another two fights, finish off 2024, and then 2025 they fight. Because I really like the Ryan and Devin fight. I think that's a good fight for Devin. Um, if he take this Sabril, I'm gonna get his name and I'm gonna be pronouncing it correctly. But once I get his name, if he fight him, um, that's a really tough fight. Like that's that's no playing around type because he's gonna come forward. He's gonna come forward, and it's like with Ryan, um, what he already done been through, and you already done seen some things from him. Even though that was just one fight. Um, even though that was just one fight. Yeah, even though that was just one fight. He's definitely top guy. And I'm mad I didn't get to watch all of the fights so I can report on all of the fights. but I was over somebody else's house, so I couldn't keep going back and forth and all that to top rank, the zone and all that. I couldn't bounce back and forth, so I can't report on all of the fights. I ain't get to see the undercard like that neither, Devin. I really just made it to the Devin fight, and that's it. But Bill is a really good trainer, man. For him, you know, I don't really know his background like that, but he probably been around boxing. I don't know if he was a boxer or anything, but for him to may never been in the ring, like his knowledge on the sport is just is definitely top tier because it shows in Devin. It shows how disciplined he is, how dedicated, how focused he is. He's in shape, like and you could tell whoever trained with them, they of course they're gonna get in shape. Um, but yeah, Devin is the top guy. I would like to see him against Ryan as soon as possible if they can make that next fight. Uh, because if not, he going is the only other names is Sabril, um, Tank, Shakur. If he don't fight Ryan next, and then it's a couple more names that I'm forgetting in that 140 division that I'm gonna have remember next time. But we're gonna get back.